Hey YouTube, what's going on? Barricade here. Today is, today is Sunday. God damn. That means I got 3 more days of work. Ugh. Okay, so, I recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and I was trying to figure out a way to get about doing a video for it. I actually honestly didn't realize I hit 1,000 subscribers until it was about 1,001 or 2 or 3 or something like that, but yeah. Big surprise for me. I honestly never really thought I would get anywhere near that number, and hopefully, I can continue to grow, which would be really, friggin' awesome. So thank you, every single one of you guys that subscribe to me. It means a lot. Personally, it makes me feel like I'm doing a good job, and hopefully I am. As for giveaways, I will be doing some more, whenever GTA 5 does eventually come out on PC, I'm going to be giving away a bunch of copies of that, so, keep your eyes open for that too. A couple more games I might be doing too, I'm not too sure yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, I want to give a special thank you to a subscriber and a fellow community member with Havoc Gaming, Timothy. Timmy! Thank you very much. You know who you are. You're the one that made my intro. And I love it very much. You spent a lot of time doing it. You came up with a lot of different versions of it, and you were really good with me being picky about what I wanted. So thank you very much for that. Now, moving on, we're going to do some live comm stuff with Battlefield. Somebody had requested that I do a personal loadout video, so here it is. You're going to have to mind some of the sound because it's windy out and live comms. Alright, on to my personal loadouts. My personal favorite loadouts anyways. Generally, you will never see me running Assault, but when I do play Assault, it's usually with a shotgun. I try to stay away from the Assault rifles as, overpowered crap, and it's very cookie cutter. Everybody goes to Assault or, or Medic or whatever you want to call it. I personally refuse to use this kind of stuff to get an advantage over anything. I would rather use a carbine or a DMR or a shotgun, just because it adds a little bit more of a challenge to whatever game type you're doing. Obviously, I'm not going to use a shotgun on a map like Gulf of Oman or Silk Road, but I do have a little bit of range capability if I'm going to use a shotgun on one of those maps with the Deagle or the 44. The 44 is really my go-to for sidearm, but I've really been enjoying the Deagle lately. Hip firing, scrubs for life, all that fancy stuff. Usually always have my trusty bipod knife out, and yeah, defensive. It's pretty standard. Frag grenade, just a generic frag grenade, big bag, and your paddles. That's all you really need. Let's get away from that. Let's go to something a little bit more fun. Now, Engineer. When I'm playing Engineer, it's usually always with the carbine. I do prefer the MTAR, but I have been known to use the Ace 52 with a suppressor, just because I like the damage output, and it's a slower firing weapon, which is, as some of you may know, my personal preference. So there's the loadout for that right there. Gotta love that thing, hey? You can drop a guy at long distance. As long as you're tap firing, you're going to do pretty well. Stubby grip, suppressor, and target detector. You can't go wrong with that. I always run a coyote optic on just about everything that I use, aside from, sniper rifles. So, with that, go back. Here we got the Deagle again. That'll change out for whatever, 44 or that. RPG-7. Always the RPG-7 because scrubs use the SMA and the SRA. Not saying that they're skill-less weapons, but, I prefer the RPG-7 because it takes a little bit more finesse to take down a helicopter with that thing because it does travel slower. And the drop-off is a little bit more. Repair tool, standard grenade, fucking C100. Goddamn. Support, my bread and butter. The MG4. Let's talk about that gun, hey? Most people will go to the MG4. They like the PKP. I've seen a lot of guys using, the Type 88 or the 240B. a lot of the AWS. Obviously, it is a good gun. I just prefer the MG4. I prefer it a little bit better than the 249. I don't know. They're basically the same weapon. You know, they have their added perks here and there. MG4, though, in my opinion, just slaughters the shit out of every single one of these. Let's take a look at that there. Coyote is, you know, standard. Accessories, I don't run anything. I won't run laser sights, magnifier. It's just a waste of a spot. But I refuse to use any of that stuff, as I hate having to constantly turn off a laser. And to be honest, the hip fire on this thing, it's not too bad if you're within a decent range and you're coming out of, you know, an elevator or something like that, or going through a doorway. You're going to spray down fools like nothing. Suppressor, always a suppressor. I never use the heavy barrel on this thing, as I like to stay off the minimap, and I can, you know, go at guys for days before they even figure out where it's coming from. Now, here's a thing most people, you know, would never assume for a light machine gun. Ugh. A bipod. I'll use a bipod on this thing over any other grip. I don't use a grip on this because, to be, again, bluntly honest, this shit doesn't mean anything as long as you control the gun properly. My mouse hand is tuned perfectly for light machine guns in this game, specifically the MG4. That's why I try not to, you know, use anything else. So I mean, I used to use the stubby and the angled grip a lot. When things got changed up a few months back, I found myself actually struggling to keep this thing straight. So I just said screw it, took off the grip and threw on a bipod for those times where I might be up on a hill, I might be up above somebody or across from somebody, and I can plunk down and snipe some fools with that. So there's that, you know, fun stuff. Deagle yet again, big bag UCAV. Everybody knows the love the UCAV with the airburst, the ultimate troll weapon. Basically, I'll switch between that and the shield. I can do decently with the shield until that glass breaks, and then I, you know, kind of turtle and get the hell out of there. Standard grenade, C100. Recon. Everybody loves Recon, right? Of course. CS5. I've really been liking that gun. Personally, I would probably use the just the starting a sniper. The LR4 is actually not too bad. M98's good. The SRR is pretty good. It's got the longest range in the game. But I mean, everybody uses it, and I'm not a cookie cutter kind of guy. So the CS5 without a suppressor, I usually run this thing with a 4x optic. No lasers, no suppressors, no heavy barrel, straight pull. That's how to run that thing, in my opinion. 44 on this one because, hey, why not? Tugs, beacon, standard grenade. C1 fucking 100. Fucking battle hog. Let's move on. Alright, so now that we're, you know, out and about, I'm on top of Charlie right now in Siege of Shanghai. Probably one of the least favorite places to be right now, unless I'm UCAVing, which is pretty dirty because you can hit just about anything in this map with the UCAV, which is quite nice. Whoa, holy lag. Spin that sucker right around, catch some campers coming out of the elevator. And the lag. This is a terrible server. Oh god. Oh please no. Gotta love Battlefield. Alright, so that's a thing. Anyways, back to business. With the MG4, I like to keep it simple, you know? Tap fire. You can probably hear my mouse in this, but whatever. It's all good, right? Why are there no hit marks there? Invincible. Clearly. What the hell? What is this sorcery? Alright, well, the bullets are there. Did that just... Never mind. Alright, moving on. We're going to work on firing. Now, with the MG4, because I'm not using a grip of any kind other than a bipod, using the suppressor is the best choice. Mostly because it's going to get rid of a lot of your vertical recoil. The damage drop-off is significant, but I mean, if you're, you know, accurate enough, you're going to be able to tap fire a guy to death. Yeah, so I mean, fuck. Anybody that's played Battlefield knows how to tab fire. I would hope so, anyways. If you can get it down to the point where you can, squeeze off 1 or 2 rounds and chase a guy with that, you're gonna do pretty good. Then there's, the 2 and 3 shots. Those aren't too bad. Fuck these bottles. Fuck these bottles. Fuck these bottles. Fuck them. Oh my god. Alright, so that should do it for that, I guess. What do you guys want to see next? Oh god. Physics. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Put him in the car.
Yeah,
Put
just
him
toss
in the car.
him.
Save you. We
Toss
can't
him in the
save
Toss
you.
him
trunk.
in the back.
Get rid of the evidence. Get rid of the evidence.
I've
I've
been
been manhandled!
We might get ambushed.
Toss him in the back.
Get rid of the evidence. I'll drive off a cliff. It'll be great.